Welcome back to Druids Glen. We've got Trilby Tour playoff action to come to decide the 2010 champion of Ireland. But it's shootout time first to claim that fourth place in the playoff. Now, how about this for adding to the pressure? Just ahead of the shootout, a Ryder Cup legend decides to grab a club and have a go at the shootout himself. Eamon Darcy proving that form is temporary, but class, in his case at least, is very much permanent. Nearest the pin then would take the fourth place in the playoff. Luckily for our shootout contenders, Mr. Darcy was excluded this time around, so it was Jonathan Dunphy who established the mark. A tough one to beat, although Jonathan had his own thoughts about that shot.
Not as good as Darcy's done.
Indeed, and could anyone beat Eamon Darcy's exhibition shot? Well, this man Ian Clarke fancied his chances and produced the kind of drama that the Trilby Tour is famous for, putting the shootout beyond doubt and claiming his place in the playoff. The second ever Trilby hole-in-one meant that Clarke joined PACKMAN, Sheridan and Lynch in the three-hole contest for the Irish title. It's playoff time. The contenders headed for the first tee, and we welcome back a Trilby Tour friend, Richard Simmons, to give us his take on the first playoff hole.
Well, I think the first that we're looking at now behind us is probably the only hole that they can look forward to playing today, because the wind is behind down the first. It's a fairly generous landing area down there. Par 4 of about 420 yards or so. I think if they get a good shot away off the tee, they can actually have a go at this pin, and there's a chance of making a birdie.
John Lynch, the 2008 Trilby Tour amateur champion, was safe enough with his opening shot of this playoff. How he would love to claim the champion of Ireland title as well. Here's Richard again.
The flag's right in the centre of the green on the first, but it's actually just perched on a ledge. So if you get past the pin and you're putting back down the green, down the hill, you could be in a bit of trouble, because anything too firm and you're off and gone by. So you really want to be on the front of the green with an uphill putt to have the best chance of making a birdie or a safe par.
Adam PACKMAN, who was experiencing the playoff pressure for the first time, lined himself up before doing what he had done all day, crashing a powerful drive straight down the middle.
Next on the tee, GARETH Sheridan.
The thing with the format is obviously now they're playing stroke play, so every shot counts. It's not like in Stableford where you can have a bad hole and you're still in the game. Stroke play, you've got to be out there and you've got to make it count. So, as I say, the first is the only hole really that you would describe as actually playing fairly easy. After that, things are getting difficult, and it's going to be hard to keep the pars and worse. So the first is where they have to make the move.
Unfortunately for Gareth Sheridan, it was the wrong move. If he does miss with his driver, it tends to be left, and he tugged the shot into the trees, but luck was on Sheridan's side, and the ball was playable. So just how do you settle yourself down after a hole-in-one to make the playoff? Well, Ian Clarke knew how, and it worked a treat. Another big hit, split the fairway, and this Trilby Tour Champion of Ireland playoff was well and truly underway. It was the old 1-2 for Sheridan, from the trees to the fairway, and from the fairway to the green. Well, nearly, but he was certainly back in shape after his worrying tee shot. John Lynch from the light rough was looking to shape one into the heart of the green, but came up a club short, and up and down required for par. Now remember what Richard Simmons said, don't miss the back of this green. With the adrenaline flowing and seeing Sheridan and Lynch come up short though, Clarke launched his second, but managed to escape the serious trouble. Adam PACKMAN also went after it, trying to use the contours to maximum effect, and it so nearly worked. In recovery mode, Ian Clarke was looking for dramatic shot number 2 for the day, and he so nearly found it. Par was looking tricky now. Lynch, watching it all happen, didn't bother changing clubs and bumped his third to the pin, and the Johnny Lynch grin said it all. Sheridan would have liked to hold this chip, but it just checked up on him, and already the pressure was showing. Adam PACKMAN for birdie in the lead, cautious of the green speed though, and he didn't really hit it, and looked to be favourite now with Lynch to walk off the first green level. Lynch for par. Clarke for par. Sheridan in trouble for bogey, and PACKMAN for par. Well, Lynch and Sheridan made their putts. Frustration though for Clarke and PACKMAN. Bogey, bogey. One hole down, 2 to go, and confirmation that John Lynch, the 2008 amateur champion, was leading at level in the Trilby Tour Championship of Ireland. The par 3 17th next. Water, water everywhere. And it was the leader that took it on first. Here's Richard Simmons again.
17th makes the 17th at TPC look like a walk in the park. It's about 175 yards today into the wind and it's swirling. Well, I walked out here early this afternoon, stood on the tee and watched a couple of groups go by, and I saw at least 50% of the balls in the water.
The wind was still swirling, but had definitely dropped by the time the playoff was underway. Adam PACKMAN made sure his tee shot counted.
Playing about 175, it's a mid to long iron even, and you know that's a tough shot into a small green, and the water, as we know in golf, makes everyone worried. I mean, if you can hit a tee shot there and get on or around the green, make your par, even a 4 isn't going to kill you, especially with 18 to come. I think you're in the hunt.
Gareth Sheridan not so much in the hunt as in the drink. He found water with his tee shot. Next up was Clarke with a confident strike and an even more confident stare. Another fantastic tee shot at 17. PACKMAN and Clarke were keeping the pressure on Lynch. Sheridan, with 1 foot in the playoff and 1 foot on the ferry home, decided to go from the tee again. A hole-in-one was required, but not quite found. And so to the putts. John Lynch made par to stay at level and to remain as the playoff leader. There wasn't much hope for Sheridan by now. This putt had to drop. It didn't though, leaving him in 4th place in the playoff on 2 over. Two men could still join Lynch in top spot. Clarke shaved the hole with his birdie putt. The golfing gods may be deciding that they'd bestowed enough on the hole-in-one hero already that day. Clarke was not out of the running yet though, on 1 over. After his glorious tee shot, Adam PACKMAN had the best chance for a birdie that would take him to the joint lead with Lynch. But again, he was just a little shy with the wand, but rolled in the par putt this time for a joint 2nd place, and still all to play for heading to the 18th, while maybe still wondering what might have been.